Plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again.
Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in?
Do you ever feel already buried deep,
6 feet under screens, but no one seems to hear a thing?
Do you know that there's still a chance for you, 'cause there's a spark in you, you've just got to ignite. Holds after a hurricane comes a rainbow.
Maybe your reasons why all the doors are closed, so you could open one that leads you to the perfect road.
Like a lightning bolt, your heart will glow, and when it's time you'll know, you've just got to ignite the light and let it shine. Just own the night like the 1st of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. Just baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down, Boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. It's always been inside of you, you. And now it's time to let it through. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make 'em go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky, high. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down, 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make 'em go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky, 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down, 'Cause baby, you're a firework. That's good. Pierre Gautreau and the Queen
Zenz.
Street Band. Yes. I don't need this right now, do I? I don't usually sing on the opening song, so I'm a little discombobulated now. Good morning. How is everyone this morning? Do not be fooled by the sound of my voice this morning. It was interesting, last week I was having a little bit of a throaty thing, and then I went home and promptly came down with the flu. So I was down with the flu this week, but I'm much better now. I'm all healed and happy and ready to be here and ready to be with you, ready to celebrate this thing called spirit, this thing called life, this thing at the end of the day that is grounded in the creative energy of love, and that's who and what we are. We are love embodied. Doesn't that feel good?
take a moment just to acknowledge that fact. Take your hands, put them on your heart, and just recognize that you are the love which you seek. And we're all seeking love. Whether we think we have it or not, I think at the end of the day, we're still seeking love. And everything that we seek is totally, totally within. It's within each and every one of us. And when we come into alignment with that, we begin to see it in everything and everyone we encounter. So, thank you. We come here as a spiritual community every Sunday morning with one thing on our mind, and that is to know that we're right where we are, God is. Right where we are, this infinite Spirit is. We are the expression of Spirit. We're the expression of love. We are the expression of only goodness. So, there are some people, I see new faces here today. I'm not going to make you stand up. I'm not going to make you hug somebody you don't know. I actually used to come, I came from a center where that was like, originally we used to do that, like, oh, get up and be acknowledged, and people are uncomfortable with that. If you're here for the first time, I want you to know that I do recognize you. Now, what I also need to let you know is that we've done a little research into you because we knew you were coming. Yep, I know, it's shocking. You may not realize that we knew you were coming, but we did. And so we went onto the internet and we did a little research, and we discovered something about you that I think is worth talking about and worth mentioning and expressing. What is that, everyone? What is it that we know about to the people that are joining us for the first time today? You are magnificent. Wait, what? I know, it's shocking, isn't it? You are magnificent. You are magnificent. And we know that about you because we know that about ourselves. That's why we know that about you, because all of life is magnificent. All of expression of life is magnificent. And so let's celebrate that today. All right? Well, let's celebrate it as one big family. What do you say? All right, we're going to sing this great song, get the blood pumping. Feel free to stand and dance if you feel so moved. Of course, we're going to tell you, too, in the lyric of the song, right? This is a great song by Gary Lynn Floyd, my friend, and Robin Hackett. I remember when they wrote this at Asilomar a few years ago. It's awesome. Ready? Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are one, we are love, one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are one, we are love, one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Take it, Stephen. Make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Oh, Sunday mornings. Do you usually expect that on a Sunday morning? Good, upbeat rock and roll music. What's that? We do here, yes. Yes, we do. So, We have some brilliant minds who have come to this time and this place and have made their presence known in this center by means of committing to the study of this philosophy, the philosophy of the science of mind and spirit, which was founded by Dr. Ernest Holmes back in the early part of the last century. This is what we stand for here. We teach a philosophy called the science of mind and spirit, and it has changed my life, and I am so grateful to be able to stand up here and say that in changing my life, it has led me to be where I am today, and I trust that you are all on a journey of deeper discovery. The people that have licensed themselves as, well, that we have licensed, they haven't licensed themselves. And I'm sure if they could, they would.
Where do I get?
We have licensed spiritual practitioners within this center, and spiritual practitioner, it's kind of a funny sounding term, right? We're spiritual practitioner, well, what is that? A spiritual practitioner is someone who has simply taken the philosophy into their heart, and they have done the study that we require for them to be able to work with people. And we honor them and their commitment to their spiritual practice and to the proliferation of the basic premise that we are all one thing. We are all God. We are all love. So we honor them. We also have a couple people in this center who have moved beyond practitioner study and are now in ministerial study. And our practitioner of the day is one of those people who began her ministerial studies this year. And I'm so grateful and so excited for all that she is and how she shows up. And it's interesting because she is a major part of this center, whether you know it or not. She has been living in Egypt for the last 4 years. I know, 4 years. And but she's still very, very active within this center and always bringing wonderful, wonderful insight and new ideas and bringing herself to the role of practitioner and ministerial student. So here to offer her wisdom and guidance and inspiration, please welcome Sonia Byrne.
Thank you. So one of my colleagues in practitioner studies is Fred, and Fred was speaking about turnips last week. Did people remember this? Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to speak about another side dish today that is part of a Sunday meal, okay? I've just spent the last week in Newfoundland, so you might hear a little bit of that today. And that's where my family is. So all over Facebook right now in Newfoundland is that mustard pickles are going to be discontinued. After that onion at the bottom of the bottle, yeah, they're finding just change in taste, lack of supply sometimes lack of demand. So they're seriously curtailing and considering not manufacturing, preparing these zest mustard pickles anymore, which make a really big part of an accompaniment in a Sunday dinner in Newfoundland, which is usually between 1 to 2 in the afternoon. We call it dinner, and it's actually called Jig's dinner. Yeah, so it's something that is a bit of a side dish. So who in the room has tried mustard pickles? Put your hand up, okay? Okay, keep your hand up. Keep your hand up if you've tried mustard pickles.
Yes, your mom makes them.
Yeah. Down East boy, of course you know these. Yeah. And so put up your other hand if you like them. So the people with 2 hands. Okay, because there's some people with just 1 hand up, right? Okay, so anyone who's tried mustard pickles knows that they're a pretty sharp taste, right? So your reaction and your like or dislike of mustard pickles is a pretty personal thing. So as Jonathan mentioned, I have begun my ministerial studies. I'm doing my master's in consciousness studies with a ministerial program in it. It's a 3-year program out of the campus in San Diego. So I spend some of my time in Egypt, some of my time in California, some of my time in Canada, and some of that time in Canada in Newfoundland finding out about mustard pickles. So when I took a course called Spirituality and the Brain, I began to learn about the science of the why we like what we like and why we are the way we are. And it's kind of like when a child learns a new swear word, you know, and they just want to say it. You're going to see this soon. It's just coming next year. And they just want to say it wherever they want to say it, in Loblaws, at the center, and then everyone wonders where they, you know, heard that word, which one of you is saying it at home. So,
I bet it's Aaron.
yeah. So now when I see people behaving in certain ways, I think about what's going on in their brain, because I have a little bit of knowledge, and that's dangerous, right? So I filtered the mustard pickles experience through what I understand about brain and spirituality right now. So here's where I've landed with it. So mustard pickles, when you take mustard pickles into your mouth the first time, it's very, very sharp, acidic. It would be the equivalent of a jalapeno type experience, right? It's very sharp in a different way, but equally sharp. So you put this taste on your mouth, on your tongue, and your brain, so in the area, that fight or flight, that amygdala, kind of goes, what the hell was that? Like, am I on fire? Is this person trying to poison me? It's horrible. Ah. And the sensation wants to get to the front part of your brain where you kind of process it and figure out what it is and what it's all about. And there's this great a bridge or a little highway that I'm learning about, and it really has caught my attention in the brain, and it's called the anterior cingulate. And it's a place where we experience compassion and empathy. So when we filter experiences through compassion and empathy. So if you have those pickles on a Sunday afternoon at your grandma's house, or at maybe your in-laws' house, or your boyfriend or girlfriend's parents' house, and you want to behave properly, but they feed you this thing, and you're thinking, then some part of you, before you really realize, you know, what this is and whether you're going to like it or not, does this compassion and empathy piece, and kind of goes, well, they're good people, they're probably not trying to poison me, and so and we're all one, we're at this very nice table, and everything else on the table is quite nice so far, so you're trying to decide if this ends up in your napkin or not, right? But goes through this anterior cingulate. So I'm kind of having a little bit of a love-in with this anterior cingulate, because what I have found in a recent paper that I did in this course around reflective journaling and gratitude journaling is that, much like meditation and spiritual mind treatment, when we do these activities, the anterior cingulate is really in love with these activities and likes that we do these activities, and kind of expands. And what it does is it quiets down some other areas in our brain. So you've had this experience, right? I see nods, in spiritual mind treatment and in meditation and reflective practices. So I love that this happens for us, and there's a part of the brain that connects to that called the parietal lobe, and the whole point of that area of our brain is to keep us as a separate entity. So like this, I don't want to bump into this, the floor is here, the wall is here. It keeps you safe, it keeps you oriented. And actually, enough meditation and spiritual mind treatment, reflective journaling, these sorts of activities, the anterior cingulate kind of says, hey, you're not just one, you're part of something bigger, and it calms it down. And so this experience of oneness that happens actually happens this way in the brain. So I know that people say, you know, they come to the center, and their experience is always personal. Whatever you want to call divine, their experience is always personal. So you and you and you and you and you, you're all having an individual experience. But it is all meaningful to you. And doing the kind of work that we do, and using the tools and the processes and the classes and coming to the center really helps us feel that oneness. And it can change the way we are when we go back out onto the streets. So when we go back to our families, and we go back to our workplaces, and we go back out to that grocery store lineup, we take this with us, and it allows us to be different. And so each of us has a mind that's different, but we're all accomplishing the same task, the same end result. It looks different for everyone. It's very, very personal. I took a look at an older book. It was resonating in my mind. I was traveling since last week, and I arrived at Sharon's place yesterday, and I knew that I didn't have it with me, but I knew she had it, and it's The Power of Decision. So I get to her place, and I'm like, okay, do you have Power of Decision and coffee, you know? Because I knew there was a spot in here. So this is a book that we carry at our bookstore, and if you're new to the philosophy, and you find the Science of Mind book daunting, this is a great place to start, because it kind of goes through and gets the questions out and the typical things that are part of beginning to understand the philosophy. So I was really attracted to this part in here called the 5 senses. We seek too little within ourselves for right ideas and correct answers. We accept the testimony of our 5 senses as being the reality of life. So if you're not someone who practices reflective journaling, meditating, spiritual mind treatment, some sort of reflective practice, you are at the mercy of everything that brain is receiving all day long, with no way to filter it through this wonderful compassion, empathy that you've practiced through spiritual mind treatment, for instance. Yet every mystic and teacher, every religion and philosophy have explained with care that the factual world should always be questioned, because a thing is a fact does not mean it is a reality. This is such a personal experience for everyone here today. And I invite you to talk with others, whether afterwards at coffee, fellowship, or if you get here before service, and find out what people were thinking. Talk to people, if you're new, talk to people who've been here for a while. If you've been here for a while, talk to people who are new, because everyone has a very different experience, but it all comes from the same place. So I have an affirmation for us today that's about lassoing that brain, that amygdala, and those parts I talked about here. So this is my affirmation. With my mind as my ally, I am in divine flow. So let's say that together. With my mind as my ally, I am in divine flow. Let's do it one more time. With my mind as my ally, I am in divine flow.
Thank you, Sonia. With my mind as my ally, I am in divine flow. Allow yourself to resonate with that idea. Allow the self to be in the flow right here and right now. You're the one who chooses whether or not you are there. And there's nothing in the world of circumstance, there's nothing happening around you that can keep you from it when you make the decision to be there. Allow yourself to settle into that idea, into that decision. And in this place of receptivity and allowing the self to focus on the breath, we step into this deeper knowledge of who we are, what we are, the beingness that is fully present by means of each and every one of us. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Let's sing that together and take it into our hearts. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. And from this place of knowing, we now open ourselves. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to
to receive.
And in this place of perfect receptivity, I invite Sonia to lead us this morning in a spiritual mind treatment, or if you want to call it an affirmative prayer, however you choose to understand it. Let's allow ourselves to be open to these beautiful words.
And in the openness that sits before us right now, knowing that each of us is having a personal experience with the divine right here and right now, I accept and know that there is a power in the universe that is with me. I call it divine, some call it God, some call it Frank, some call it love. Call it what you will, it sits within each and every one of us, and it is powerful. We are each a powerful, individualized expression of the divine, walking around this earth, right here, right now. I know that this powerfulness sits in my heart. My heart is open. I invite you to accept these words of love, today's service in wisdom, and the divine as it shows up for you into your own heart. In gratitude, in this deep, deep, deep well of gratitude for everything we experience here today, for this center, for these teachings, for the history that sits behind us, for the moment that is now, for everything that has led us to be right here celebrating on Sunday, March 6th, here together right now. Thank you, every one of you. And in gratitude, I release these words. I release these words into the openness that is the law that only knows to do good with your thoughts, your words. And together we say, and so it is.
I am opening.
I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know.
Thank you, Sonia. I'm grateful for your reminding each and every one of us, which is really the theme of the day, that our experience of the divine is personal. Our expression as the divine is personal. And everything we do, everything we think, the entire expression of our life, each and every one of us individually, is the full expression of a divine energy that is infinite. These people, hi.
Hi.
These people have chosen to express their divinity through music. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Own it. Own it. And for that, I am eternally grateful for what they bring to this experience every Sunday morning is beyond words that can express the gratitude that I feel in my heart. And so please welcome with our featured song of the day, Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
Well, there's something deep inside of me that tells me now it's the truth. And that feeling had been on and off with me ever since I was a youth. And I knew that there's gotta be more to this life. But back then, back when, time and again, my tension you could cut with a knife. So solitary becomes involuntary when we disconnect from ourselves. And that path, it'll take you here and there, take a toll on your mental health. I was living in the moment, but that moment just won't last. I had one eye looking forward and another pulling up the past. But I'm older now and I'm wiser now, and the fog's beginning to clear. That happiness I've been looking for has always been so near. Oh, near, been so near. I'm living life now, no other time matters. Days are so much sweeter just living in the hour. Living life now, keep it real, being present. So when it's time to go, I don't regret it, yeah. Keeping it real, keeping it real. I got bills, I got hills, I got spills, just gotta keep it real. I've got love, gotta let go of. I don't have enough, just wanna be living life now as if money didn't matter. Days are so much better, living happy ever after. Living life now, keep it real, being present. So when it's time to go, I don't regret it. Living life now, no other time matters. Days are so much sweeter, just living in the hour. Living life now, keep it real, being present. So when it's time to go, I won't regret it, yeah, yeah. Keeping it real, keeping it real. But I'm older now and I'm wiser now, and the fog's beginning to clear. That happiness I've been looking for has always been right here, here, been right here. I'm living life now, no other time matters. Days are so much better, just living in the hour. Living life now, keep it real, being present. So when it's time to go, I won't regret it, yeah, yeah. Keeping it real, keeping it
And the Queen Street Band. Yeah. We are keeping it real. We are keeping it real today. You ready to keep it real? Well, that was resounding. Yeah, I suppose. If I have to keep it real, I guess I'll keep it real. Let me ask you this question. If we are keeping it real, what is it? Oh, wait a second. We weren't expected to be asked questions today. What is it? What is it? You know, and this ties into the title of my message today, which is taking it personally. Taking it personally. What is it? What is it? What is this it we talk about? Everything, all right. Love, light, life, divine, everything, all of it. You know what I love to, because I love acronyms. You know what I love to say it is? It is infinite truth. Infinite truth. That infinite truth is the core of who and what we are. It is flowing through each and every one of us. It is love. It is light. It is life. It is the divine. It is all. It is everything. So when we're keeping it real in our own experience, we're keeping love and light and life real in our own experience. And that is the journey that we're on. I am so grateful that you bring up The Power of Decision. It's my favorite book in this entire philosophy. It's the book that drew me to this philosophy when I first came to this, because, I always joke. This is The Science of Mind, the textbook written by Ernest Holmes. We do call it the textbook. This is the textbook written by Ernest Holmes, just for everyone who's online to get a sense of the, 700 pages of philosophy that he has put down on paper. And at the end of the day, all you really need to know is in The Power of Decision. That is a very distilled version of the philosophy. Because at the end of the day, what it boils down to is decision. Everything boils down to decision. Everything in our experience boils down to decision. So when we're taking it personally, taking infinite truth personally, we're talking about the personal decisions that we make. Where do those decisions spring forth? From where do those decisions spring forth? Well, let's start with this premise, which is one of the declarations of principles which Ernest Holmes wrote in 1927, preceding his writing of this book. I'm not going to get into that, because there's a whole previous version of the book that we don't really use or sell, although it is available. We use a later edition of this particular book. But in 1927, he put down these declarations of principles. This is one of them. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. Now, I talked a lot about feeling and faith last week. When we feel this indwelling presence, that's what makes God personal for each and every one of us. Now, each of us personalize God. And I'm not really going to talk about how we do that. I'm going to take it for granted that you understand that that is what we do. We personalize God in form, in flesh, in the very bodies that we are God. And that's hard for people to hear. Oh, I get it all the time. It is hard for people to hear when I say we are God. But so just from a purely logical foundation, if we're going to use pure logic, let me ask you this. We teach that God is infinite, yes? If God is infinite, but we are not part of God, is God infinite? Think about it. If God is infinite, but we're not part of God, then what are we? What's that? Adopted. That's hilarious. If God is infinite, but we are separate from God, God is no longer infinite. Infinite implies that it is inclusive of everything, of all things. Infinite means we're all part of it. Everything that exists is part of this thing called God. That's the foundation, that's the premise, that's the foundational premise of this entire philosophy. Everything within this philosophy hinges on that idea. In the Science of Mind book, before you get to chapter 1, there are these 4 sections, the introduction to the science of mind, and these 4 sections in the introduction are the thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. The thing itself, as part of the introduction, is saying, there is nothing but God. That's it. Nothing but God. And that being the case, we are all part of that. Now, we're rebels in this center. Oh, you didn't know we were rebels, did you? We are rebels in the center because we really push the envelope. And the way that I teach this and the way that I approach this philosophy, I push the envelope beyond what I believe the Centers for Spiritual Living are doing. Because I believe the Centers for Spiritual Living are taking a little bit of a back step. Yes, they are stepping back. And saying, okay, we get it. Yeah, God is all there is. But when you say we are God, I think that's going too far. And I get that. I get it from this perspective. When we say we are God, when I say I am God, when I say you are God, some people will hear that and say, are you saying you're the allness of God? And that's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when I understand who I am, and I look upon every single person, every single thing I encounter, and understand what it is and who they are, then I understand that we are all part of a cohesive whole. When I understand that we are a part of a cohesive whole, then that is the equalizer. It does not say that I am greater than. It does not say that you are less than. It does not say that I am less than and you are greater than. It is saying I understand that we are equal in this experience of life together. When I get that, guess what becomes erased? Isms. Isms become erased because there is no place for them any longer. That's a great thing. That's the way I want to live my life. That's how I want to approach my life. I want to get rid of the isms. You know what isms I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Sexism, racism, homophobia. Okay, the isms and the phobias. There's no place for them when we understand who we are and we understand that every single person we encounter is that which is. Now, we do get a bad rap as well, because this is a question that I get. You've taken away, I've gotten this, you have taken away my personal relationship with God. You've taken away my personal relationship with God. And so we get this rap of being cold and impersonal, that all we're here to do is demonstrate our good, like robots. We are here to demonstrate, we're here to learn how to demonstrate, we learn how to create what we want in our lives. And this is what we do. This is how we approach everything. And it is cold and it is impersonal. And you know what? I would say it is exactly the opposite. When you know who you are, you have not only increased your personal relationship with God, you understand that as the relationship you have as God, everything gets easier. Life gets easier. And so the very notion that the personal nature of the divine is expressed through each and every one of us, that is increasing our relationship to all that is. It is settling into that relationship and making it so much more personal, because it is no longer a personal relationship with something out there. It is the personal relationship with that which is here. Oh, if only I had known this 20 years ago. I'm grateful that I came to it 10 years ago. If happiness is what you seek, is anyone here seeking happiness? All right. Some people are admitting it. They're like, I am seeking happiness. I'm going to put my hand up. I am seeking happiness. Just remember that happiness is not derived from anything out there. But are we ever taught to look out there, aren't we? It's a part of our culture. It's part of our society. We are bombarded with messages every single day. Buy this product, you'll be more happy. Have this kind of relationship, you'll be more happy. Blah, 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 you'll be more happy. Blah, 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 you'll be more happy. Nothing is derived from out there that will ever make us happy. Nothing. Do you think you'll be happier with more money? Maybe. People think that. Truth is, it doesn't make you happier. It makes you more wealthy. It might make life easier. I will admit that. It might make your experience of life easier. But what if we got rid of all money? What if we just decided, let's be done with money? Let's be done with money and let's all work in this together. If we understand who we are and we're all equal, then there's no reason why we should ever have to value each other based on money or value anything in life based on money. Let's get rid of money. Money will not make us happier. Yeah, yes! Nothing that will make us happy is derived from outside the self. Everything that makes us happy comes from within. And when we truly touch on that which is within, which is the most personal relationship we can have with and as the divine, knowing who we are, then everything else shows up according to that. Ernest Holmes writes, we cannot contract the infinite. In trying to derive happiness from out there, we're actually trying to contract the infinite. We cannot contract the infinite. In trying to contract it, we are trying to distill it to an experience of happiness. It's not possible. But what we can do is expand the finite. Cannot contract the infinite, but we can expand the finite. We perceive ourselves as finite individuals. I mean, and if you think that you are sitting here thinking, oh, well, no, I understand that I am part of the infinite and I am infinite in my expression, well, then let me ask you this. If that's true, why do you still have a body? We still perceive ourselves as finite, and that's okay. That is okay. But there's always room for expanding our understanding of the infinite through us as finite forms. When we expand the perception of the self, and I'm talking about self with a capital S, our perception of the self, which is our divine self, then happiness is the result. When we contract our perception of the self, this is when we get into trouble. This is when things go awry in our experience. And I'm sure, none of you sitting in this room have ever had anything go awry. So, I know that I'm preaching to the choir. Think about this, too. Children know how to be happy. Don't they? They know how to be happy. But it is not because they're sitting there thinking, oh, if I had more money, I'd be happier. Oh, you know what? If I was 10 pounds skinnier, I would be happier. Oh, gosh, if I had the right job, I would be happier. Children just know how to be happy. They don't align themselves with any of those notions until we teach them to. And we've all been taught to do that. This really came to light for me when I was in Guatemala 2 years ago, and I'm so excited to be going back to Guatemala this year to support the boarding school and orphanage there, Casa Guatemala. It was a real eye-opener for me. And it's like you always hear this, right? Oh, well, when you go and you have these experiences in third world countries and you see the children, they're so happy, right? Like you hear this, but until you experience it, I don't think you really understand how profound it is that these children who, by our standards, have absolutely nothing, they live in abject poverty. And yet these are the happiest children I've ever experienced in my life. These are the happiest individuals I've ever experienced in my life because they don't know otherwise. When we don't know otherwise, we live in happy lives. So, and this is a little bit of a pitch to say, if you have an interest in going to Guatemala, I sent out the first bit of information this week. If you have an interest in going to Guatemala with me in June, sign up because it will change your life. It will change your experience, I guarantee you. Ultimately, it is up to us to remove the obstructions to happiness. This is the work that we have to do. We have spent our lifetime building up all of these notions and ideas that we believe will make us happy, and now we're buried underneath all of this stuff around us, right? We're trying to be happy, trying to see, maybe it's over there. If I can get over this mound of stuff that I've built up, maybe I can get there. No, there's no place to get. The stuff clears away when we understand who we are because the stuff no longer becomes necessary. When we remove the obstructions to happiness, we experience happiness. But we've built up all these obstructions. Oi, oi. It's also built upon the premise that we know who we are. We teach, basically, we stand for three things in kind of our vision and our mission in this center, and that is love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. Remembering who you are clears away the obstructions to happiness. And who we are is a perfect, pure expression of the infinite. At the level of our understanding. So as we expand our understanding, we become more of that. We become more of an expression of that in every way. Anything that seems antithetical to that is simply something that we have put in the way. So allow yourself to simply let it dissipate. Also, let's remove our idea of what we think it should be or what we think it should look like. And just allow. Just allow. The fifth step of our form of prayer within this philosophy is to release. And I like to say that when we release, we're stepping out of the way of any idea of the way we think it should show up. And we're trusting that in our claiming of what it is we require and what it is we desire in our life, it shows up perfectly for our highest benefit. There's a story that I was struck with, and I would like us all to take to heart this idea. In this story that I am about to tell, I would like us all, this is going to be funny, or not, I would like us all to be the little girl in this story. A kindergarten teacher was observing her classroom of children while they drew. She would occasionally walk around to see the children's artwork. As she got to one little girl who was working diligently, she asked what the drawing was. The girl replied, "I am drawing God." The teacher paused and said, "But no one knows what God looks like." Without missing a beat or looking up from her drawing, the girl replied, "They will in a minute." What I'd like you to do is to bring to your own mind your own understanding and perception of the vision of God that you have. Just bring that image to mind. Whatever that is. Even though I talk about it not being this, it might be some man with a long white beard sitting on a cloud. Don't be afraid of that right now. Just know and recognize it for what it is. It is simply an image that you have in your own mind. Bring that image to mind. And now, see yourself in your mind's eye. Whatever that means to you. It may be what you understand to be the reflection in the mirror that you observe, if you have mirrors in your home. Bring your own self-image to mind. That is the image of God. That is the image of God. We are each of us the personalization of the infinite creative power of the universe. That's what God is. The infinite creative power of the universe. As you go about your week, what I'm going to invite you to do this week as you go about your week is to remind yourself of this in every moment. Let this be at the forefront of your thinking throughout the week. Think about God this week. Think about God this week. And when you think about God, allow your own self-image to appear and really begin to understand that they are one and the same. They are one and the same. Let's affirm this together. I'll say it. I'll invite you to repeat it after I say it. I'll invite you to repeat it with me after I say it. Today I choose love. Today I choose love. I choose forgiveness. I choose forgiveness. I choose to remember who I am. I choose to remember who I am. I am pure spirit. I am pure spirit. This is the truth. This is the truth that I live in, and this is the truth that I understand for each and every one of us here. And so it is. Namaste. As the band comes up, I'm going to invite you to take whatever it is you're offering the center in terms of a financial contribution or investment in this center. Hold it in your hand. if you're part of our pre-authorized giving program, you can pick up your step-up cards. So you have that physical act of being able to put something in the basket as it goes by. But hold that as a representation of what it is you're offering the center today, not only in terms of a financial contribution, but in terms of your mental contribution. As we give, let us understand that the giving is blessed and that it flows through this time and this place to do great things in this world. It allows us to begin the process of putting together a team that goes to Guatemala and serves in this world. It allows us to do great things within our own community here in Toronto, in Leslieville. It allows us to do the good work that we choose to do because we understand who we are, and this is the message that we take out to the world. So as the baskets go around, let yourself be fully immersed in this knowledge. And with a breath, let it be so. And we're going to sing, what is it we're singing today? My Good. I'm singing this great Karen Mitchell song.
Yes.
Oh, Karen Mitchell.
We love Karen.
We do love Karen Mitchell. I talked to her. So I was at this conference in Salt Lake City a week ago, and Karen was on the music team there, and she has made a commitment to come back and visit us again very soon. Yay! So as the baskets go around, let's sing this great Karen Mitchell tune. Feel free to stand and let the music flow.
My good is my God is my good. All the good there is belongs to me. My good is my God is my good. All the good I seek belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My God is my good. I have all I ever need. My good is my God. My good is my joy. My joy is my good. All the joy there is belongs to me. My good is my joy. My joy is my good. All the joy I seek belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My God is my good. I have all I ever need. My good is my God.
So, I'm going to invite Sonia to do a blessing over what has been collected here today.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. I know in this very joyous moment here as we wind down our time together that all that is on offer is part of divine love, divine joy, our good. And everything that is here today goes to a place that makes us all feel more and more magnificent here at this center. And so I accept my divinity. I invite you to accept your own personal version of your divinity here today and know that your offering is part of all divine flow. And in gratitude, I release these funds, these offerings, these thoughts, these words, these granted gifts. I release them out into our center, out into the work of our board and our practitioners, our musicians, our volunteers, and everything that makes our Sunday and every other day of the week here special. And thank you, and I invite you as I release here to say with me, and so it is.
My good is my love is my good. All the love there is belongs to me. My good is my love is my good. All the love I seek belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My God is my good. My God is my God. My God is my God. My God is my God.
All right. Thank you. I will. So we have a couple of things to. We have some business to take care of. One of them is this is the first Sunday of the month, and on the first Sunday of the month, we celebrate birthdays and anniversaries in a very specific way. Is there anyone who is celebrating a birthday or an anniversary during the month of March who has not filled out a ballot? It seems that everyone has filled out a ballot. All right. So let's go ahead and sing the birthday and anniversary song. Oh, yeah, we're doing that today.
Yeah, we were just like, oh, right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, it'll be what it'll be. Sing along.
They say it's your birthday. It's my birthday too, yeah. They say it's your birthday. We're gonna have a good time. I'm glad it's your birthday. Happy birthday to ya.
We're not done. Happy anniversary.
Oh,
Bear with us.
Happy
anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Improv, you know.
clearly we run a very tight ship here at the Center for Spiritual Living. Susan, if you would. So, on these ballots are the names of people who are celebrating this month, and they have each written down the name of a registered charity in Canada. And whomever wins, a portion of last month's collection will be donated directly to this particular charity. The winner today, Violent.
That's an odd name.
It's my congestion. Violet St. George, and the registered charity is the Humber Arboretum. Beautiful. Yes, indeed. So a portion of last month's collection will go to the Humber Arboretum. We're very grateful to be able to support in this way our community here in Canada. All right. There's another bit of business. I will ask you to turn your attention to the announcements. Just take a look at them. I'm not going to go through any of the announcements today, except to remind you that today at 6 p.m. is Sissy Boy, which is going to be presented right here in this center as a live webcast on our screen, live from North Hollywood. Now, in this center, we have lots of people who step up to the plate. We have people who work in positions of leadership. Our board is always quick to step up to the plate and serve, and I'm so grateful to our board and everyone who serves on our board. We also have our licensed practitioners who are always here, stepping up, ready to go at a moment's notice, and they'll tell you, sometimes they walk in here on a Sunday and I say, I need you to do blah. And they're like, okay, we will do blah. We also have an incredible music team that always brings the greatness, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's a great team.
These are people who are visual, who are easily seen all the time. There are a number of people who sometimes go seemingly unnoticed, and today I want to ensure that they are all recognized for the good that they bring to this center, because this center is nothing without them. Volunteers in this center make this center run. To be in service is a sacred act, and we do not take that lightly here by any stretch of the imagination. So we're doing a little volunteer appreciation today. I'm going to invite these particular people, as I call out your name and express how you serve in this center. I'm going to invite you to come up and join me here, and I've got a card for you. I'm going to invite first Susan Powell. Yay. Susan Powell, who works so diligently setting up potlucks and serves as a greeter all the time and is glorious. She used to serve on the board, but I now serves as a volunteer, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm going to invite Sophia Walker. Or Sophia, are you here? Sophia is not here, but Sophia Walker, who Frequently cleans up after service. Carol Calder, I know, is not here. Carol is a greeter, sets up, does after service cleanup. Jackie Van Mel's also, where are all these people? Jackie Van Mel's also sets up, is the right hand to our hospitality coordinator, Lori, and I know that you rely on her a great deal, and we're grateful for that. Dane Miller, of course, he's not here. Does sound and also helps with setup. Carrie Garnier. Carrie serves by basically one of the single-handed people who runs our sound department now. And I'm so grateful for her and her service. So I'm grateful that you've now stepped up and started playing the ukulele and singing with us. Sandra Palmer. Sandra, are you here? She's in Panama. Sandra is very frequently here as a greeter. Marg Hux. Marg, I think, is in... There you are. Yes, Marg Hux. There you are. Marg works in our bookstore. Chris Clifford, I know, is up front. No, she's here. Come on up, Chris. Chris also works in our bookstore. You're very welcome. Nick Michelli is also a great bookstore volunteer. He is not here either. I should keep going through these. Mira Mayer. There we are. Mira frequently cleans up after service, and I'll tell you, not always an easy job. Wim and Terry Vanderkoy. Wim and Terry actually spend their winters in Florida, but we want to honor them by recognizing them. And yes. Lucy Brisson, who does after-service cleanup, and Lucy, of course, is not here. This is kind of funny in a way, right? Derek Vallot is frequently one of our greeters. I know that Derek is not here either. Mahala Vallot works with our youth program. Mahala is not here at the moment. Harold St. George works with our youth program as well. Yes, and I always mess up his name. How do you say Robert's last name? Geronko. Robert Geronko has been working in our sound, but he's had to step back. But we wanted to honor him and his service here. He's had to step back because his career is exploding, and that's going to keep him out of Toronto for a while, it seems. I don't know if you know what he does, but he is a music producer, and he has an artist who has really, really just exploded onto the scene.
She's on the top of the charts.
Yeah, she's like chart-topping. Anyway.
Alessia Cara,
whose song Here, which you may have heard, that's his artist. So he is really off the charts. All of these people that you see before you and the people that you don't see before you do make this service run. They do make this center run, and it is from the bottom of my heart that I offer my gratitude to all of you. And there is a gift for you waiting in the lobby for each and every one of you. You get a choice of a gift. We have Starbucks cards that you can choose from, Shoppers Drug Mart cards that you can choose from, or even if you would like, there's a bottle of wine out there.
Oh.
I know what Dane wants. Yes, we will hold those items for anyone who is not here. Would you please join me up here, Lori? As volunteers go, this woman really does take the cake. This is the woman who ensures that I do not ever have to worry about Sunday service. And she makes sure that everything is always covered. This is our hospitality coordinator, Lori Leckwold, and I am so grateful to you. Thank you. We have a bouquet of flowers for you, too.
Oh, look.
Your volunteer corps. Thank you all so very much. Now get off the stage. That's a joke. You know, it's funny, that kind of humor, though, that's very James Mellon. I've learned. I'm going to invite us all to take to our hearts that we are all in sacred service. Each and every one of us in our own lives. We are each of us perfect. Oh, you may not want to go up there, ladies. It's construction zone right now. Sorry, I should have told you. I mean, you can, but it's pretty dusty. We're in the process of renovating the upstairs space, and it is a construction zone up there. But I'm hoping to be able to show everyone next week the new space. Allow yourself to relax right where you are. Let's each of us go to that place of recognition, of deeper understanding of who and what we are. Taking that infinite truth personally into our hearts, into our minds, and into our actions. Letting everything be led from love. For that is all there is. That is all there is.
Love is all there is. I am one in the Spirit. I realize the truth, and I speak it. I am grateful for it all. I release it, I let it go, and so it is, and so it is. I know it is, and I receive as I believe. Amen. Amen.
And so I take this moment to recognize and know that there is only one power, one presence, one infinite resource for all that is, for it is all that is. It is the infinite creative power that flows through and is the core of each and every one of us. We are God. We are love. We are light. We are the power. In understanding this and allowing myself to live this more personally in everything I think, everything I say, everything I do, and trusting that each and every one of us in our own unique, individualized way does the same, I live in faith. That deep-seated feeling of understanding that everything is showing up for the highest good of each and every one of us. That life is good and we are good in it. And so I live this on a personal level every single moment, moment by moment. I see in my mind's eye my self-image and understand that that self-image is the image of God, as it is for each and every one of us when we see in our own mind's eye the self-image that we carry. And we allow that self-image to expand and grow into deeper expressions of itself by means of our life and our light. For this I am truly grateful. Grateful for all that is, grateful for all that it has been, and grateful for all that ever shall be. I'm grateful for everything that is aligned today in perfection to make this experience happen. Grateful for our board members, Lynette and Karen. Grateful for Lori in setting up, Mira and Yelka for cleaning up after service today. Grateful for our greeters, Helen and Susan, Chris in the bookstore, Carrie on sound, Jim on our webcast, Harold and Helen both with the youth. I am grateful to our practitioner of the day and her brilliant, brilliant mind and her capacity to share it with us in a profound way. both through meditation and through the spoken word during service. I'm grateful to Sonia. And I'm grateful to Pierre Gautreau, the entire Queen Street Band. And I'm grateful for everyone present, everyone within the sound of my voice who is touched by this experience today. I am grateful for your participation in this experience. I am grateful. And I simply, with gratitude, allow this word to unfold perfectly, easily, and effortlessly as I release it to that perfectly corresponding law. I know it is so, as together we say, and so it is. God is all there is. I am one with the Spirit. I realize the truth, and I speak it. I am grateful for it all. I release it. I let it go. And so it is. And so it is. I know it is. And I receive as I believe. And so it is. And so it is. I know it is. And I receive as I believe. Amen. 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 And so it is. I realize one thing as Susan is sitting here in front of me with a sign-up sheet for our celebration of my ordination on April 1st. If you are willing to serve and bring a potluck dish for our buffet, or serve in a capacity of being a volunteer, please see Susan. She has a sign-up sheet, and we have it also out there for you to take a look at. We're going to end the day with a great song by this wonderful band that I discovered when I moved here. Excuse me, Great Big Sea.
Yeah.
I always want to say a Great Big World, but that's a different band. A Great Big Sea, which is a great Newfoundland band, right? Yes! Yeah! And they have this great song that I love. Let's play it and say goodbye.
Bye.
I got a smile on my face, I got four walls around me. I got the sun in the sky, all the water surrounds me. Oh, hey, oh, what's the words? I've been battered, but I'm never bruised. It's not so bad. And I say, hey, 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 it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. I've only sung this 100 times. Janie sings on the corner, what keeps her from dying? Yeah, let them say what they want, she won't stop trying. She might stumble if they push her around. She might fall, but she'll never lie down. It's not so bad. And I say, well, hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. Oh, it's alright. Hey, Steven, why don't you play some guitar? It's a double-edged knife, but there's always tomorrow. It's up to you now if you sink or swim. Just keep the faith and your ship will come in. It's not so bad. And I say, well, hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. Hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. It's alright. It's alright, it's alright. I got a smile on my face. I got fools around me.
Have a great week, everyone.